going on. Have any of those questions been answered to a satisfactory level now, whereby you can then say, well, if there's going to be a center, then make sure you hire more doctors?
Most of the questions that we have answered, most of the concerns that we raised are in the process of being discussed, and mostly in the media.
Okay.
We have not seen, I would say, a correspondence to what need to be done. We need to see these things. We don't need just to hear about them. And that's one thing that I think the physicians also have talked about. There's one thing that made the civil societies go to court, that show the public what is being done. That this particular order that was gotten, that was stopping this quarantine and was stopping the isolation, the one of Laikipia, it's fundamental thing that was asking is about the transparency. What is the plan there for the Kenyans? And if this is being done, what is it about? What about it? What are the safety nature of the situation? And this is something that you cannot just respond on the media. You must have the stakeholder engagement. Let people know what's happening. Let the healthcare workers know. Let the civil societies know. Let the public understand what is happening. Because that's the only way that you build confidence to what is being done.
Yeah, okay. From a medical point of view, are these partnerships normal of this nature, whereby, like you say, there is a disease that is it's a dangerous one? Have we seen partnerships like this between nations, whereby you off-take the infected and quarantine them for a time until they're well? Is this a normal practice from your understanding? There's the two things here. There's what we call the quarantine aspect, and then there's isolation. Okay. For example, when you, like now we know that the epicenter of Ebola is in Kavi region of DRC. And so anybody who travels from there has a possibility of being a suspect, like having interacted with somebody probably was infected in that place. So when you from that particular situation, one thing that first happened is the quarantine, so that you for this strain is like 21 days to ascertain that is there any disease on you. Okay. So within 21 days quarantine is just to hold you to check whether there's a disease. Okay. Once if it is confirmed you are tested and you're positive for the disease, then now you go into isolation separately. Okay. Yes. So what is Kenya setting up? Quarantine centers or isolation centers?
They are interchangeably, but they have to be set up, all of them. You must you must quarantine. You must quarantine highly suspected individuals before they're isolated for treatment.
Okay, so it's normal. Are we saying it's normal that a country would off-take?
Yes.
Because this is in the public glare, where Marco Rubio said very clearly that we cannot affect the American people. That was the first port, is to say there will be no discussion about whether we will put the lives of the American people at risk crossing over their borders. Now, whether there was an agreement in 2015 with Kenya to set up isolation and quarantine centers in the event that a disease would make its way in whatever area, that's another conversation that's building over time. But has this happened? This is my question. That it seems like the next normal thing. Whereas your good friend P.S. Oluga has said, you know what, guys, we did this with COVID. We did this. This is no big deal. Is it a big deal? That's the question. Or is the outrage for outrage?
The big deal comes in at a point when the American government and American leaders come out and say that this disease is very dangerous to the point that we will not even allow our citizens to come back to the country. Yeah. That in case there's anybody that is suspected or is infected, we will not allow them to be even within our borders. And then they proceed to say that because of that, we have set up a quarantine or a place in Kenya for them.
Exactly.
So it comes out, okay, fine, that is a very good communications for your people in America, because then they're protected from any danger coming to them. But then there is no, then it also means then there's no value for the people in Kenya where this is going to be done.
Exactly. Yeah. And could Kenya not have said no?
So that's actually what elicited the reactions.
And from a medical perspective, taking into consideration that your peer